Okay, so get this. Today we're doing a deep dive on optimism.
Okay.
But not just like good vibes. We're talking about the optimism principle, this idea that optimism can like unlock success in every area of life.
Yeah, that's a bold claim for sure. I mean, that's a lot to promise.
Right. And they really go for it. They're saying optimism is the answer to like all of life's problems.
Really?
Yeah, so we're going straight to their website for this one. It's all about this optimism principle thing.
So what's their evidence? What are they basing all this on?
Well, first, they don't just mean like looking on the bright side. Their definition of optimism is believing good stuff will happen and then actually making it happen.
Okay, so it's not passive. It's not just hoping.
Exactly. It's believing indeed doing.
That's important because people criticize optimism for being like naive,
Yeah,
but this is different.
totally. It's about turning that positive outlook into action.
Yeah, like in leadership, for example.
Oh, they had a really good example about that on the website.
What was it?
There was this CEO who turned around a whole company that was failing. Instead of freaking out, she focused on the potential for growth and got her team on board to make some big changes.
That's a perfect example of how it works in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about feeling good. It's using that to make good decisions and solve problems.
Exactly. And that's crucial in leadership.
Absolutely.
So it makes you wonder, where does this optimistic outlook come from? Is it something we're born with? Or do we learn it?
That's the big question, isn't it? Nature versus nurture.
Right.
They talk about that on the website.
What do they say?
They say it might be a little bit genetic, but our experiences really shape it too. They quote Nelson Mandela. He said, "Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed towards the sun, one's feet moving forward."
I love that quote.
It's like even if we aren't born optimistic, we can choose to look for the positive and keep going.
It's like we have the power to shape how we see things.
Exactly.
They also talked about resilience.
Oh, how so?
They said optimism can help us bounce back from setbacks better.
That makes sense. If you can see challenges as opportunities to learn, you approach them differently.
Right. Like you said, it's not about being happy all the time. It's about how your outlook affects how you make decisions, how much risk you take, how you inspire others.
It all ties together.
And it's not just about us as individuals either.
What do you mean?
This website was saying optimism can actually change the world.
How so?
They said when people believe in a better future, they work harder to make it happen. They're more likely to collaborate and come up with new ideas.
There's something to that.
Right. But before we get too carried away, let's look at their arguments a little more closely.
Good point. We should be critical too.
What evidence do they have that optimism affects leadership and innovation and all that?
Yeah, good question.
We need to dig into that more.
And it would be helpful to have some real-world examples.
For sure. Because ultimately, the test is whether this stuff works in real life.
Right.
So let's see if this optimism principle holds up.
One thing they talked about was the link between optimism and being proactive. Actually taking action.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. If you think something good is going to happen, you're more likely to go for it.
Right. And that can lead to some amazing innovations.
Give me an example.
Okay, so they had this story about an inventor. Everyone told him his idea was impossible. But he was convinced he could make this new kind of solar panel.
No way. Did he actually pull it off?
He did. And it totally changed the solar power industry.
Wow.
They used that to show how believing in a good outcome can push people to be persistent and creative.
So optimism can help us break boundaries and change things.
Yeah, and they also connected it to dealing with change, like all the uncertainty in the world.
Oh, right, because everything's always changing these days.
Exactly. And they say an optimistic outlook can help us adapt and do well, even when things are changing really fast.
So it's like a compass to help us navigate through all the chaos.
I like that analogy. They actually looked at companies that went through big changes. The ones with optimistic leaders were way more likely to come out on top.
So it's not just about feeling good. It's about how optimism affects leadership and how we motivate people.
Absolutely. And it's not just about leaders either. This website said optimism can create positive change for everyone.
Really? How so?
They said when people believe in a better future, they're more likely to get involved in their communities, support good causes, and work together to solve problems.
So it goes beyond just personal success. It's about making the world a better place.
Exactly. They even talked about historical movements like the Civil Rights Movement. They said a shared sense of optimism was really important for creating change.
That's true. When you think about those big moments in history, optimism was definitely there.
Yeah, it shows how powerful it can be when we all believe in something better.
Right. But we have to be careful here.
I don't know.
Toxic positivity.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. There's a big difference between healthy optimism and just pretending everything is perfect.
Because let's be real, life is messy.
For sure. And they actually address that on the website.
Good.
They say true optimism isn't about ignoring the bad stuff.
So what is it about then?
It's about believing in positive outcomes, even when things are tough.
Okay. So you can be realistic but still hopeful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they actually have some advice on how to find that balance.
Really? Because I think we could all use a little more of that. So how do they say we can cultivate that kind of practical optimism?
Well, one thing is learning how to reframe negative thoughts.
Okay, so instead of getting stuck in a negative spiral,
Yeah. Instead of going down that road, you can ask yourself, what's a more optimistic way to see this?
like looking for the opportunity instead of just seeing the problem.
Yeah. Exactly. And they have some specific techniques, like challenging your assumptions.
Oh, like questioning whether those negative thoughts are even true?
Right. And looking for evidence that contradicts those thoughts and focusing on solutions instead of dwelling on the problem.
That's really helpful. It makes you realize that optimism isn't about being born positive. It's something you can actually work on.
That's a really important point. This website isn't saying you have to be happy all the time. It's about approaching things with intention.
It's like optimism is a verb, not just a feeling.
I like that. And speaking of action, they also talk about surrounding yourself with positive influences.
Oh, that makes sense. The people we spend time with can really affect our outlook.
Absolutely. And the things we read and watch, even the places we spend our time.
So it's about creating an environment that supports a positive mindset.
Exactly. They suggest finding mentors who are optimistic, being mindful of what we consume in the media.
And even just making our surroundings more inspiring and uplifting.
Right. All those small things can make a difference.
It's amazing how much our environment shapes how we think.
It really is. And I think that's what's so interesting about this optimism principle. It's not just some vague idea. It's a way of life,
Yeah.
a way to approach challenges and create a better future.
It's like they're saying optimism isn't magic, but it can be a powerful tool to navigate life and make the most of every opportunity.
That's a great way to put it. And at the end of the day, don't we all want to feel empowered, to have hope and believe in possibilities, and to make a positive impact?
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the optimism principle, we want to hear from you. Have you seen how powerful optimism can be? How do you stay positive when things get tough? Let us know. And maybe this has inspired you to try out some of these techniques, because as we've learned, a little bit of optimism can go a long way. Until next time, stay curious.